The world is full of places that hold their secrets. Despite scientists dedicating a lot of time to researching such sites, sometimes their mysteries remain unsolved. In this video, I invite you to explore the most interesting and mysterious places on our planet and take a bird's eye view of them thanks to drone footage. Enjoy watching. In recent years, drones have actively helped scientists make new discoveries. Very recently, researchers used drones to find an isolated tribe that was previously unknown. Some parts of the Amazon rainforest are so inaccessible that exploring them is nearly impossible. However, thanks to drones, researchers from the Brazilian National Indian Foundation have gained a new way to study these areas. During one of their drone-assisted expeditions, scientists spotted huts, canoes, and other household items indicating human presence. Following this discovery, scientists continued to periodically monitor the area, and one day they finally captured footage of men carrying spears. According to experts, no one had previously known about this tribe. They assume that the tribe is small and fear that sending a ground team might scare the indigenous people. It is quite possible that scientists will find other ways to gather more information about this newly discovered tribe. These incredible shots were taken by a tourist visiting the state of New Mexico. The man was impressed by the fantastic view of the canyon with its unusual shape. It was clear that it was man-made. But who could have created it? It turns out that the footage captures Chaco Canyon. It was built by the ancestral Puebloans and it is about 1,000 years old. Chaco Canyon was the center of the ancestral Puebloan culture's golden age. The inhabitants constructed massive towers with spacious interiors around which they built small settlements. Research in this area began in the 1980s. At that time, using aerial photography and infrared thermography, scientists discovered that the indigenous people not only constructed some of the tallest towers of their era, but also built ceremonial halls underground. Chaco Canyon is a striking example of how little we know about the knowledge and skills possessed by people who lived more than 1,000 years ago. Peru is an amazing country, home to many historical monuments built by the great Inca civilization. Perhaps one of the most mystical structures in all of Peru is the Aramu Muru portal. The Aramu Muru portal is located 70 kilometers from the city of Puno. It is a peculiar stone gate with a door carved into a rock. On the sides of the portal there are rounded recesses, and in the center, a trapezoidal indentation is carved. This structure looks as if it has been transported into our world from a fairy tale. It is no surprise that locals tell many legends about it. According to these legends, the portal was built by the gods themselves and serves as a link between two worlds. It cannot be opened just like that. A special golden disc is required, which must be placed in the indentation on the door. This artifact was once kept by an Incan priest. However, when he learned that evil people wanted to steal the golden disc, he fled into the mountains, taking the key to the portal with him. No one knows where this artifact is now. Today, the portal has become a very popular tourist attraction in Peru. Most visitors note that being in this place evokes special feelings, as if a real gateway to the world of the gods is hidden behind this door. Gunung Padang is a unique megalithic monument located on the summit of an extinct volcano on the island of Java, Indonesia. It is a majestic structure in the shape of a pyramid featuring 5 man-made terraces, stone sarcophagi, sculptures, and burial urns. Gunung Padang is considered the oldest pyramid still standing today. Scientists continue to debate when this structure was built. Research conducted at Gunung Padang has produced shocking results. This is because scholars cannot believe that the construction of this Indonesian pyramid began more than 15,000 years ago. Initially, ancient builders carved figures from cooled lava at the volcano's summit. Several thousand years later, between 7900 and 6100 BC, layers of bricks and stone columns were added. This period indicates significant architectural development and proves that a highly advanced civilization once existed on the island of Java. But who these people were remains a mystery. While scientists argue over the origins of this structure, tourists simply enjoy the fantastic beauty of the pyramid, which of course is best admired from a bird's eye view. Near the town of Afton in the state of Wyoming, at the foot of a mountain, a true natural wonder was discovered: a rhythmic, intermittent creek. At first glance, it is difficult to notice anything unusual about this small stream. However, if you observe it for some time, you can see a unique feature. The water flow stops and then resumes again. Interestingly, this happens cyclically and periodically. Every 18 minutes, the creek flows, then it stops for another 18 minutes, and the cycle repeats. Some people have compared this to breathing, as if the body of water takes a deep breath and then a slow exhale, and so on. That is why the creek has been nicknamed the breathing stream. Scientists have yet to find a precise explanation for this anomaly. One of the main theories links this phenomenon to a siphon effect occurring underground. According to this hypothesis, the creek fills an underground cavity, creating a siphon effect. When the cavity empties, the water movement stops, and when it fills again, the flow resumes. The high oxygen content in the waters of this stream supports this theory. Today, this body of water has become a kind of attraction, drawing many tourists. 80 kilometers from Beijing, in the gorge of Yangqing County, lies one of the most mysterious places in China, the Guyaju Caves. The Guyaju Caves, also known as the Ancient Cliff Dwellings, form a complex of ancient caves covering an area of approximately 100,000 square meters. The complex consists of 174 caves situated on a steep cliff. These ancient cliff dwellings were named so for a reason. This ancient structure served as a kind of multi-apartment home. Inside the complex, there are over 100 carved stone rooms. All of them vary in shape and size. But the most astonishing feature is that these rooms have doors and windows, and inside there are household items and even stoves. All these details confirm that people once lived inside this complex. But who built the Guyaju Caves? Unfortunately, the origin of these caves remains a mystery. The most widespread theory is that they were created by the Kumo-Shi people during the Five Dynasties period in the 10th century AD. However, other scholars argue differently and attribute the complex to the relics of the Han Dynasty, which ruled in the 3rd century AD. The unknown origins of the ancient cliff dwellings add to the site's charm and mystery. Without a doubt, this complex attracts tourists, some of whom explore the caves with the help of drones. Thanks to these unmanned aerial vehicles, they can not only peek inside each room, but also share what they see with others. In the Swiss city of Geneva, there is an amazing place where the Rhone and Arve rivers merge. A local resident decided to show how fantastic this place looks from a bird's eye view. To do this, he recorded footage using a drone. It is indeed impressive. The Rhone River originates on the slopes of the Aar-Gotthard Massif and flows out of Lake Geneva. It is known for its enchanting turquoise color. The source of the Arve River is in the Grayan Alps. The water in this river appears very murky and gray because the strong current lifts stones, silt, and dirt from the riverbed. The confluence of these two rivers is located in the western part of the city in an area called La Jonction. Only here can one witness the fantastic contrast between the turquoise waters of the Rhone and the muddy waters of the Arve. Many tourists visit this place to admire this extraordinary natural phenomenon, but it is even more spectacular when viewed from above. In one of the social networks, a tourist from England named Michael Joe shared impressive footage captured by a drone. In the video, we can see a unique historical monument known as the Maijishan Grottoes. The Maijishan Grottoes are one of the largest, oldest, and most majestic cave Buddhist monasteries in China. This structure looks simply fantastic. All the grottos were created manually despite being located on a cliff more than 140 meters high. The uniqueness of the grotto's exterior is also striking. From a distance, they resemble a giant anthill. The construction of this unique temple complex began more than 15 centuries ago, in the 1400s AD, and continued until the early 20th century. 12 Chinese ruling dynasties contributed to the creation of this architectural monument, making it a true cultural treasure. Today, 194 grottos have been carved into the southern slope of the mountain. They are all connected by balconies and staircases, forming a complex and impressive structure. Inside the grottos, there are more than 7,200 stone sculptures and over 1,300 frescoes created between the 4th and 19th centuries. The Maijishan Grottoes are not just a historical landmark, but a true monument to Chinese culture and art. In 2022, a tourist traveling through the African Kalahari Desert published amazing footage captured by his drone. The footage revealed strange circular patterns on the sand. Curious about what they were, the video's author sought answers. Informed users explained to the tourist that these are known as fairy circles or witches' rings. This unusual phenomenon, consisting of circular patches of bare ground surrounded by a ring of dry grass, can be found not only in the Kalahari Desert but in many other parts of the world. Scientists have yet to reach a consensus on the origin of these mysterious circles. Several theories attempt to explain the phenomenon. According to one theory, the circles may be caused by termites that eat plant roots, leaving these barren patches behind. Another hypothesis suggests that the circles are formed due to plants competing for scarce water resources in arid conditions. Research conducted in the Kalahari has shown that the circles can appear and disappear without any apparent reason. This unusual characteristic adds even more mystery to their origins. Nature never ceases to amaze, creating such unique wonders that they leave people in awe. One of these magnificent natural creations is Lake Hillier, located in southwestern Australia on Middle Island in the Rushmore archipelago. This lake is truly unique because of its soft pink-colored water. Standing on the shore of Lake Hillier, you feel as if you have stepped into a fairy tale. Just imagine dazzling white shores that transition into lush green eucalyptus forests on one side, the deep blue of the Pacific Ocean on the other, and at the center of this picturesque scene, a pink lake. Now you can understand why tourists from all over the world come to this place. Lake Hillier is about 600 meters long and 250 meters wide. The shade of its water can change depending on the season, ranging from light pink to coral. But what causes this unusual color? Scientists have yet to reach a definitive conclusion. According to one hypothesis, the unique hue is due to microscopic algae of the species Dunaliella salina. However, recent studies have confirmed that these algae do not inhabit Lake Hillier, as its rocky and smooth bottom does not provide a suitable environment for them. Another theory suggests that the pink color may be caused by special types of bacteria and microorganisms. Lake Hillier is best viewed from a bird's eye perspective to fully appreciate its beauty and uniqueness. That is why many tourists bring drones equipped with high-resolution cameras to capture breathtaking shots of this extraordinary natural wonder. Mount Rushmore, located in the US state of South Dakota, features a giant bas-relief with the faces of 4 US presidents: Washington, Jefferson, Roosevelt, and Lincoln. This site is a well-known landmark and, as it turns out, holds a secret. The creator of the bas-relief was American sculptor Gutzon Borglum. He worked on his project for 14 years, and in 1941, the masterpiece was officially unveiled to the public. Mount Rushmore was once a sacred mountain for the indigenous people, but today, 4 American presidents gaze from it. Every year, this landmark attracts many tourists, but few know that a secret room is hidden inside the bas-relief. The story of this secret chamber began in 1944. At that time, Borglum proposed creating a hidden space to store the most important documents of the United States. Unfortunately, the sculptor did not receive support from investors, and his son later took on the realization of his idea. In the end, the room was completed, but instead of a vault containing government documents, it holds a small box with Gutzon Borglum's biography. In 2021, a Scottish resident shared an unusual photograph on social media showing what appeared to be a stone face. According to him, he discovered this object by accident on a hill near an abandoned quarry. The man started searching for information about the stone face but found nothing, so he decided to ask elderly residents of nearby villages if they knew anything about this mysterious stone. Several people told him a fascinating legend directly related to the stone formation. According to this legend, in the 18th century, a man named Finn lived in one of the nearby villages. After he was left alone, he began to behave strangely and rejected all social interaction. Eventually, he chose to become a hermit and moved into a cave on the hill. It is said that Finn gained great knowledge from nature and developed extraordinary abilities. He could heal severe illnesses and even control the weather. The hermit lived for a very long time, and no one knew how much longer he could have lived if construction had not begun near his dwelling. A quarry was set to be built in the area, and Finn opposed it, but he was powerless to stop the project. Seeing the destruction of the beautiful landscape, Finn made a desperate decision. He turned himself into stone. Since then, he has continued to watch over the land. This is the legend associated with the mysterious stone. However, it remains just a story, and the true origin of the object in that location is still unknown. In the Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan lies one of the most terrifying places in the world, the Darvaza gas crater. Darvaza is often called the gateway to hell. This is not surprising, as the enormous crater from which flames regularly burst forth truly resembles a portal to the underworld. But how did such an unusual phenomenon appear in the middle of the desert? The story of this crater began back in 1971 when Soviet scientists discovered a large natural gas field near the village of Darvaza. During drilling, gas unexpectedly started escaping from the ground. They attempted to eliminate the problem by setting the crater on fire. This turned out to be a serious mistake, as the amount of gas in this deposit was enormous. Since then, for 53 years, the crater has continued to burn. Darvaza has become a true landmark of the Karakum Desert. Tourists from all over the world travel to the desert to witness the flaming crater, which is about 60 meters in diameter and 20 meters deep. Looking into the crater is neither easy nor safe, as flames leap up to 15 meters high. That is why many visitors observe the crater using drones. In 2019, photographer Alessandro Belgiojoso explored the crater with a heat-resistant drone and managed to show the world what happens inside this gateway to hell. The crater's history also includes an incredibly daring act by Canadian scientist George Karounis. In 2013, he organized an expedition to descend to the bottom of the burning crater. He was aided by a Kevlar suit capable of withstanding temperatures up to 500 degrees Celsius. At the bottom of the crater, the scientists discovered unique bacteria that thrive in extreme conditions. Recently, a well-known photographer published a strange photo on his page. According to him, he was shooting in the Grand Canyon area and did not notice anything unusual at the time. However, when he reviewed the images and zoomed in on the details, he noticed mysterious objects in one of the pictures. In the photo, there is a cluster of something unknown. The photographer's followers were shocked by what they saw. They began discussing the objects and proposing their own theories about what they could be. There were actually many different theories. Some people believed they could be animals that appeared blurry due to motion. Others were convinced that the image captured vegetation. However, some users suggested that it might be an alien army hiding in the Grand Canyon. Unfortunately, what was actually captured in the image remains a mystery. It is also quite possible that the photographer was joking and created the image in a photo editor to boost engagement among his followers. When Italian photographer Andrea Perri published an image taken with his drone, his followers thought it was photoshopped. After all, it is hard to believe that a city exists on our planet that, from above, resembles the shape of a human figure. However, as it turns out, this was not a digital manipulation. Such a city truly exists, and its name is Centuripe. Centuripe is located in Sicily, Italy, about 530 kilometers from Rome. Surprisingly, none of the town's residents had ever noticed the unusual shape of Centuripe. Perhaps no one would have ever discovered this unique feature if, in 2010, photographer Andrea Perri had not decided to look up his home on Google Earth. That was when he noticed that the buildings in his hometown were arranged in the shape of a human body. This discovery astonished the photographer and at the same time inspired him to create a series of aerial shots of Centuripe. To achieve this, he purchased a drone and began capturing the town from above. To photograph the entire city, Andrea had to take about 18 separate shots and stitch them together into one large image. His work caught the attention of the town's mayor, who then organized an exhibition featuring Perri's photographs. The images quickly gained popularity, making the town famous far beyond Italy. Centuripe has since become a major tourist destination where visitors can literally walk from head to toe, marveling at its unique layout and historic churches. Rescuers regularly warn tourists about the dangers of solo hiking. However, unfortunately, this does not stop daredevils eager to explore new territories. In 2022, a terrible incident occurred with a resident of Portugal, which could have turned into a real tragedy if not for a drone. Late in the evening, a police station in the Madeira region received a call from a worried woman. She informed the police that her husband, an avid hiker, had gone to explore caves and had not returned home. When the woman specified where exactly her husband had gone, the police decided to contact the rescuers immediately, as there were many dangerous, narrow caves in that area. During the search, the rescuers used a drone equipped with an infrared camera to locate the missing man. Thanks to this technology, the drone was able to identify the person in the dark and transmit his coordinates to the rescuers. The tourist had spent about 12 hours trapped in a narrow cave, unable to escape. Fortunately, this story had a happy ending. At the same time, it once again proves how dangerous solo adventures can be. Many people think that drones are nothing more than toys. However, recently, they have proven to be highly effective in scientific research. A striking example of this is a discovery made in the Canary Islands. Gran Canaria is part of the Canary archipelago. This island is called a miniature continent because it has 14 zones with different microclimates. Gran Canaria is a paradise resort, yet at the same time it boasts inaccessible areas of laurel forests and mountains. Many of these places remain unexplored. In 2020, scientists decided to investigate such remote areas of Gran Canaria using drones. The drone discovered a cave in one of these zones, which caught the attention of researchers, and for good reason. Inside the cave, archaeologists found an entire burial site containing 72 human remains. Of these, 62 belong to adults and 10 to children. Radiocarbon dating of the remains revealed that they are over 1,000 years old. At that time, the island was inhabited by a people known as the Guanches. Cave burials were common for them, but scientists noticed that all the remains showed signs of violent death. What exactly happened to these people remains a mystery that researchers have yet to unravel. They could have been murdered, but they also might have been victims of some ritual. Unfortunately, scientists still have limited information about the religious practices of the Guanche people. The ridged structure, better known as the Eye of the Sahara, is located in the western part of the Sahara Desert in Mauritania near the settlement of Wadan. Ridged is a geological formation with a diameter of about 50 kilometers. This structure is so large that it can even be seen from space. It received its name, the Eye of the Sahara, due to its shape, which resembles an eye gazing into the infinite sky. Its unique shape and enormous size have led to numerous debates about its origin. Surprisingly, scientists still do not know exactly how this geological formation was created. There are only a few hypotheses explaining its formation. One theory suggests that the ridged structure is the remnant of a massive meteorite impact that struck the Earth at a direct angle. Another theory claims that the Eye of the Sahara is the collapsed caldera of an extinct volcano that gradually eroded over millions of years. Some hypotheses even propose that ridged was built by extraterrestrial civilizations. However, the most widely accepted theory among scientists is that this geological formation was shaped by prolonged erosion. Even this explanation, however, does not fully account for the sharply defined boundaries of the structure. This site is a popular attraction for tourists traveling through Mauritania. Thanks to drones, people can now witness the full power and grandeur of this natural wonder from a bird's eye view. The Apennine Colossus is one of the most mysterious sculptures in the world. It was created in the 16th century by the Italian sculptor Giambologna. The sculpture is located on the grounds of the beautiful and picturesque Villa di Pratolino in the Italian region of Tuscany. This masterpiece looks absolutely fantastic and incredibly realistic. When looking at the Colossus, it appears as if this giant has just emerged from the water and frozen in its stone form, merging with the rock. This 11-meter tall figure was created in this form intentionally because Giambologna wanted to depict the Apennine Mountains in the image of the Colossus. One of the interesting architectural features of the sculpture is its internal structure. Few people know that inside the Apennine Colossus, there are 3 secret rooms that were originally designed for storing valuable items. They are connected by staircases and additional passageways. Scientists have been studying the secret rooms for many years and believe that they served not only as storage spaces. Some experts suggest that the rooms may have been used as a refuge. There is also a theory that secret religious rituals were conducted in the largest chamber. As you can see, the Apennine Colossus is not only a stunning masterpiece of medieval art, but also holds many mysteries within. Many of you have probably seen scenes in action-packed sci-fi movies where the ground suddenly collapses beneath the feet of the main characters. It looks terrifying, and in reality, such events do happen. In almost every part of the world, people encounter a phenomenon known as karst sinkholes. These are depressions in the ground that can range in diameter from a few dozen centimeters to several hundred meters. Scientists have been studying this phenomenon for a long time. It is now known that these sinkholes most often form in karst-prone rock formations that dissolve due to underground water. The process begins with the dissolution of limestone, gypsum, or dolomite, weakening the rock structure. Over time, the eroded layers begin to subside and a sinkhole forms on the surface. This process occurs gradually, but the danger of karst sinkholes lies in their sudden appearance. Unfortunately, predicting when and where the next ground collapse will occur is impossible. Today, the world's largest karst sinkhole is Guyaju Tiankeng, also known as the Heavenly Pit. It is located in Fengji County, China. Its length is 626 meters, its width is 537 meters, and its depth exceeds 600 meters. Now, tourists have the opportunity to descend to the bottom of the sinkhole by tackling more than 1,200 steps. However, the most breathtaking views of this formation can be seen from above, which is why some tourists use drones to capture incredible footage of this natural phenomenon. In 2021, a well-preserved Nazi bunker from World War II was discovered in the Polish city of Lublin. This discovery was made by accident when workers were constructing an underground parking lot for a new residential building. The find shocked the builders, and they immediately decided to contact local museums. Dr. Deris Kubshevsky, head of the Monuments Protection Department, arrived at the site. He confirmed that the workers had indeed uncovered a Nazi bunker and stated that the structure required further examination, as unexploded ordnance could still be inside. Fortunately, no bombs were found, so archaeologists were able to begin working inside the underground site. According to reports in the media, the bunker is an underground structure located 7 meters below the surface. It consists of several rooms connected by corridors, with the longest corridor extending over 20 meters. During World War II, this area housed a complex of textile training institutions that no longer exist today. It is likely that the bunker was built beneath them as a distraction or hiding place. Archaeologists note that the shelter is exceptionally well preserved. Inside the bunker, they found numerous spent bullet casings from both German and Soviet firearms, as well as wooden boards from ammunition crates. The discovery of the Nazi bunker in Lublin not only provides additional knowledge about the past, but also serves as a reminder of the tragic events that many European cities endured during World War II. And that's all from me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Your engagement is the best reward for me. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.